Hi everyone, I'm Miss Katie from Rockland Public Library and happy Poetry Month. And welcome to Rockin Storytime. Let's start off by clapping our hands. Can you clap your hands along with me at home? Here we go. We clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. To all our friends at Storytime, we clap and sing hello. Well done, everyone. Now we're gonna stomp our feet. I know you can't see my feet, but here on my knees. 1, 2. Are you ready to stomp with me? Here we go. We stomp and sing hello. We stomp and sing hello. To all our friends at Storytime, we stomp and sing hello. Well done, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be reading some springtime poems in honor of Poetry Month. Happy Poetry Month, everyone. So today, oh wait, I skipped ahead. I didn't do bread and butter. Let's do bread and butter. So we're gonna do poetry today. So that's gonna be our word of the day. Can you say the word poetry? Poetry. It's a good word, poetry. Can you say that at home? Poetry. A poem and poetry. So we'll use poetry for our word of the day. And for bread and butter, we clap our hands and then we clap our knees. Clap our hands, clap our knees. Can you do that along with me at home? Clap your hands, clap your knees. Here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say poetry as fast as we can. Poetry, 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 poetry. Ooh, it's a little tricky. Poetry, 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 poetry. It's starting to sound less and less like a word. How are you doing at home? Let's try one more time. Ready? Poetry, 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 poetry. That's a tricky one. All right, let's try another. Here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say poetry as slowly as we can. Poetry. Well done. So it starts with a P. P, P, P. Can you make that noise? P, P. Poetry. Well done. Let's do another. Here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say poetry as loud as we can. Poetry. Well done. One more. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say poetry as quiet as we can. Poetry. Well done. All right, now we're going to read our first poetry book here. We're going to read the beginning of Thunder Underground. Thunder Underground is written by Jane Yolen and illustrated by Josée Masse. Thunder Underground. Let's see what poems we can find. Under. So underground is one of the titles and understand is the other title. Let's see underground. Beneath our feet, a world apart, is found our earth's fast beating heart. It keeps us living, soil and root, while up above we eat the fruit. Should we read that one again? Let's see, it's talking about what's happening underground, the stuff we can't see, while the tree is growing up and giving us excellent things like maybe beautiful flowers or fruit, or both. Beneath our feet, a world apart, is found our earth's fast beating heart. It keeps us living, soil and root, while up above we eat the fruit. Now understand. Knowledge grounds a power base to seek our knowledge touched by grace. Start below, reach for the sky, and like the caterpillar, fly. You see the tree reaching up, up, up into the sky? This one is called Under the House. Here is a cellar, a basement, a clutter, a helter-skelter, a maze, cable pipes, the basic foundation, a storage, a story, the oldest page. Read house history in the under. Use imagination. Wonder. What do you have in your basement? I know in my basement, there's all kinds of boxes, and there might be some spiders, all kinds of things that tell a story about what your house has been. So maybe you even have an old house. That would tell even more stories. Maybe there's things from the last person that owned the house, or maybe you can see things from when the house was built, or maybe your house is new and it just has things from your family, but I bet it still has some fun things in it, like maybe some spider webs and other adventures. Look, this basement has a bike tire in it. What does your basement have, if you have one? Seeds. This dot, this spot, this period at the end of winter's sentence writes its way up through the dull slate of soil into the paragraph of spring. Ooh, this one's for our big kids at home. So we're going to read this one again. Seeds. This dot, the dot of the seed, this dot, this spot, this period at the end. What is a period? We put a period at the end of our sentences, right? So it's saying these seeds are the period. Let's see what they mean. This dot, this spot, this period at the end of winter's sentence writes its way up through the soil, through the dull slate of soil, into the paragraph of spring. So a period lets us know that the sentence is done. It's the end of the sentence. So the poem says a seed is the end of winter into the paragraph of spring. So the seed lets us know winter is over, and then it grows up into a plant to let us know spring is here. This is happening to us right now. Let's read it one more time. Ready? This dot, this spot, this period at the end of winter's sentence writes its way up through the dull slate of soil into the paragraph of spring. Wow, that one's a fun one. Corny conversations. I can't wait to read this one to you. This is something I never knew. Okay, it sounds too odd for us to hear corn plants can talk. Not mouth to ear, but with a strange and clicking sound. Their taproots speak beneath the ground. We don't know what corn roots say when they communicate this way, but scientific studies show they do this as they grow and grow and grow. So this poem is talking about how corn roots make a clicking noise underground. Scientists think that the plants can communicate with each other. So they don't talk, but they have a way to communicate through clicking. So I had to look this up. I looked it up and found some scientific journals talking about this clicking, but I don't know any books. I'm gonna have to look into finding some books for us to read about this clicking, because this is news to me. Let's read this one more time about the clicking that corn roots make. It sounds too odd for us to hear corn plants can talk, not mouth to ear, but with a strange and clicking sound. Their taproots speak beneath the ground. We don't know what corn roots say when they communicate this way, but scientific studies show they do this as they grow and grow and grow. Wow, so cool. Thunder underground. Thunder underground. That's the sound beetles make when walking round. Squeaky like a creaky door, clicking, clacking, muffled roar. Beetles on the underfloor. Scritch, scratch, scrunch. That's the crunch of beetles eating beetle lunch. All roots, no punch. Oh, to be an ant. Would you want to be an ant? Oh, to be an ant. Oh, to be an ant, neat, quiet, indifferent to anything but constant work. hurrying, scurrying, burrying, line after line, their labors unceasing, from hill to hill, always quiet, never still. That's true. Ants are always moving. This mega city, chambered, tied by endless highways, byways made by workers, hauling dirt 4 times their weight, not architected by one will, but thousands working never still. Ants are so hardworking, and they're great teammates. They all work together. Let's read one last poem, and then we'll put this book aside. Earthworm. Inch by inch and root by root, the tiny earthworm crawls. It makes its living in the dirt, creating its own walls. It oils those walls for ease of passage, gurgling as it go. A slime machine. I would like a slime machine. A slime machine, while all around things just decompose. Here they go. Worms do all kinds of great things. They help decompose. They also make these tunnels in the ground, which aerate the ground. It means that gets air passages through the ground, which is great for growing roots. So not only do they help decompose and work the soil through, they also help roots to grow out and find further places to grow. So I recommend checking out more of this poetry book for more springtime poems. Now I thought maybe we would sing some poems. We do a lot of poems here anyway. Usually the poems we do after a story, all the songs we do are poems. But I thought maybe we would do a rain poem to help these plants grow. Can we do a rain poem? Can you wiggle your fingers to help rain fall down? The rain is falling down, splash. The rain is falling down, splash. Pitter, patter, rain is falling down, splash. The sun is peeking out, peek. The sun is peeking out, peek. Peeking here, peeking there, the sun is peeking out. But the rain is falling down. Can you make a big splash? Splash! The rain is falling down. Splash! Pitter, patter, rain is falling down. Splash! The sun is peeking out. Peek! The sun is peeking out. Peek! Peeking here, peeking there, the sun is peeking out. But do you think we can do it louder and faster? Ready? The rain is falling down, splash! The rain is falling down, splash! Pitter, patter, rain is falling down, splash! The rain is falling down, splash! The rain is falling down, splash! Pitter, patter, rain is falling down, splash! Well done, everyone. That was great. Let's do one more rainy song. Let's do the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Can you get your spiders out at home? Here we go. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Well done, everyone. The next book I had to share with you is a very heavy book. It is a big, big book right here. It is called Sing a Song of Seasons, a nature poem for each day of the year. Illustrated by Frann, Preston-Gannon, and selected by Fiona Waters. So this is a poetry book with one poem for every day of the year. Can you imagine? So we're gonna read some springtime poems since it is springtime here. And I thought we would start out with April 14th. That's the day I'm reading this. April 14th. It probably is not going to be April 14th when you see this. Maybe it'll be April 15th by the time you see it. But let's read April 14th. Oh my gosh, this book is heavy. This poem is written by Anonymous. That means we don't know who wrote the poem. This poem is called Birdland. I can remember the first time I flew, the thrill of the takeoff, the joy of the lift, the victory over gravity. I so enjoyed cruising over the clouds. I so enjoyed looking out for angels. How I enjoyed looking down on the tiny people below and wondering if they were looking up at me and wondering. The birds were cool, flying in wonderful and landing in exciting. Yes, I can remember the first time I flew. It was great. I still fly, but now and then. But now I use aeroplanes. The end. What do you think? So, one of the things about poetry is that we can listen to it and decide for ourselves what we think it means. I was thinking maybe this one was about someone using their imagination. Do you ever use your imagination to fly? Can you close your eyes and imagine yourself flying up in the sky? Do you have wings and feathers? Are you a bird? Or maybe you're an airplane? Or maybe you're a helicopter? Or maybe you're something you've never seen before. Let's see what's next. Here is the poem for April 15th. And can you see what we have on our April 15th poem? We have lots of whoo, whoo, owls. This poem is also by Anonymous. We don't know who wrote it. 5 little owls. 5 little owls in an old elm tree, fluffy and puffy as owls can be, blinking and winking with big round eyes at the big round moon that hung in the skies. As I passed beneath, I can hear one say, "There'll be mouse for supper. There will be today." Then all of them hooted, "Too-wit, too-woot. Yes, mouse for supper, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoot." I like that one. Let's read that one again. Ready? Here we go. 5 little owls. 5 little owls in an old elm tree, fluffy and puffy as owls could be, blinking and winking with big round eyes at the big round moon that hung in the skies. As I passed beneath, I could hear one say, "There'll be mouse for supper, there will be today." Then all of them hooted, "Too-wit, too-woot. Yes, mouse for supper, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoot." That's a good one. Let's see what's on the next page. Maybe you're listening to this on April 16th. Is it April 16th at your house today? April 16th poem is by Tony Mitten. Oh, we know Tony Mitten. Tony Mitten writes some of our truck books. Tony Mitten writes, "Voices of Water." The water in the rain says tick, tick, tack. The water in the sleet says slush. The water in the ice says crick, crick, crack. The water in the snow says whoosh. The water in the sink says slosh, slosh. The water in the tap says drip. The water in the bath says wash, wash. The water in the cup says sip. The water in the pool says splish, splash. The water in the stream says trill. The water in the sea says crush, crash. The water in the pond stays still. The water in the soil says sow, sow. The water in the clouds says give. The water in the plants say grow, grow. The water in the world says live. That's a beautiful one. I liked that a lot. Maybe the day you're listening to this is April 17th. Let's see what the April 17th poem is. Frog Hop. It's by John Agart. I may be ugly, but I have my hop. I have no wish to be kissed and turned into a prince and mince all the awkward finery. Me? Abandon my kingdom of wet and weed and insect feast? Oh, keep your kiss. Oh, keep your prince dressed like a fop. I keep my hop, hop, hop. The frog doesn't want to become a prince. He wants to stay a frog. It's a good life being a frog. Lots of bugs to eat, lots of places to hop. Maybe you're reading this or seeing this on April 18th. April 18th poem is called The Frog. Another frog poem. I saw a little frog. He was cuter than can be. He was sitting on a log, and I'm sure he croaked at me. That was a short one. Should we read that again? I saw a little frog. He was cuter than can be. He was sitting on a log, and I'm sure he croaked at me. Croak. Maybe you're reading this, seeing this on April 19th. Let's read the trout. In the water, in the blue water, the trout wags its tail. Ooh, that's actually all there is. In the blue water, the trout wags its tail. It says this is a Southern Pawnee song translated by John Wesley Powell. In the blue water, the trout wags its tail. Should we read some more? Let's see some more poems. Oh, okay. We have, oh my goodness, it's so heavy. Here we go. Let's see. We have some ocean poems. Let's see. April 20th. The poem is The Wind. I can get through a door without any key and strip the leaves from the greatest oak tree. I can drive storm clouds and shake tall towers, or steal through a garden and not wake the flowers. Seas I can move and ships I can sink. I can carry a housetop or the scent of pink. When I am angry, I can rave and riot. And when I am spent, I lie quiet as quiet. I like that one. That is what a wave is like. Waves can be fierce, or the wind, what the winds can be like. Winds can be fierce. They can toss things about, but they can also be calm. This poem was written by James Reeves. Let's read it one more time. The Wind. I can get through a doorway without any key and strip the leaves from the great oak tree. I can drive storm clouds and shake tall towers, or steal through a garden and not wake the flowers. Seas I can move and ships I can sink. I can carry a housetop or the scent of pink. When I am angry, I can rave and riot. And when I am spent, I lie quiet as quiet. Let's read one more. This is the poem for April 21st, The Storm, by Sarah Coleridge. See, lightning is flashing, the forest is crashing. The rain will come dashing, a flood will be risen upon. The heavens are scowling, the thunder is growling, the loud winds are howling, the storm has come suddenly on. But now the sky clears, the bright sun appears. Now nobody fears, but soon every cloud will be gone. Oh, that is how a storm is. It comes on and it's fierce, and just like that, it can disappear again. Let's read that one more time before we close our book. See, lightning is flashing, the forest is crashing, the rain will come dashing, a flood will be rising upon. The heavens are scowling, the thunder is growling, the loud winds are howling, the storm has come suddenly on. But now the sky clears, the bright sun appears. Now nobody fears, but soon every cloud will be gone. The end. Great listening, everyone. I highly recommend checking out this book with a poem for every day, although I wouldn't recommend holding it up and reading it on YouTube because it is very heavy. Let's end our story time today with head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Are you ready to get up on your feet? Let's stand up and find our heads. Can you find your head? Here, I found my head. Can you find yours at home? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose, boop, boop. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Well done, everyone. Let's do it again. Are you ready? Here we go. Find your head. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose, boop, boop. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Well done, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. And head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose, boop, boop. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful sunshine, and happy Poetry Month. And don't forget, we do have story time here at the library every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10:30. See you there. Bye-bye.